Yo, alright, so I've pretty much just been thinking a whole lot about where my life has been within like last 5 years, I'll say, something like that, up until now. But pretty much like I guess the concept of this video is just talking about, you know, the kind of breakthroughs I've had over these past few years, and just the change that I've had to make myself in order to get to where I am now. Um, so like, I guess we'll just start here. So like a while back, I don't know, I want to say like starting in high school, damn near. Um, you know, I was starting to get into music, started feeling like I was in the scene, doing this when I was still out in LA, meeting a bunch of people, studio sessions, house parties, this and that, whatever. So I got really into that lifestyle, and, you know, started going down the whole, drinking a lot, doing other things. Um, it pretty much took me down a really dark path that I don't really talk to a whole lot of people about, but fuck it. So pretty much like I started getting like really bad anxiety after, a lot was going on, me making stupid decisions while drinking, and I guess having an ego, if you will. Um, and I don't know, one day I had a panic attack, and then every day since then I've just had like really bad anxiety for no reason. Like I could just be sitting there having a good ass time, and then just my whole mood changes, and it's like a whole physical thing for me. But anyways, so that I think is what took me even further into it. Started drinking way more, becoming dependent on it so I could feel normal. So I'm not sitting here all anxious and fucking about to have a panic attack with the homies, or when we're driving somewhere like 20 minutes away, I'm starting to feel claustrophobic and whatnot. But so yeah, it just became a thing where I wanted to feel normal, and that definitely was not the way to go about it, obviously, but you know, lesson learned. Um, and so pretty much the quality of my life just went south completely. Like I was waking up feeling sick every day, not hungover, but having withdrawals because, you know, I became dependent on it. It was an everyday, all day type of thing. So my quality of life turned to shit. I was sick, like I said, waking up, figuring out a bunch of shit that I did the last night, or, I guess trying to make up for the things that I did, whatever it was, whether it was in friendships or relationships, family. It just was pretty grueling, I'm not gonna lie, but what's it called? So yeah, as far as that, like, if you have people in your life that are constantly there for you, and even when you mess up they're still there for you, like, yeah, they might give you tough love, which I believe that everybody needs. I'm a firm believer that you should be able to tell your friends and or family or partner what's up, what they're doing. Um, you know, if that comes to having to drop an ultimatum on them, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, that other person that you're affecting in your addiction, they, they want to be happy. They deserve to be happy. They don't deserve to be in the positions that you're putting them in. So, you know, it's just a lot at the end of the day. You don't want to be burning bridges with those people, especially that you care about at the end of the day. But all of that gets clouded when you're in your addiction. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse to be acting up and doing the most out there, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So, it took me a long time to come to the realization that I actually need to get help. I had tried a few different times to just stop everything, mainly the drinking. And, it was definitely hard. Not doing it under like medical staff supervision is super dangerous. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, especially when it comes to drinking. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in that time as well. So yeah, it's just a dangerous thing. But I had burned so many bridges that I was really just over it. And my son was just born, and I felt like if I were to keep doing what I'm doing, I'm not only gonna lose my partner, but also my son, and not be able to be in his life due to me either ending up dead or in jail, out, being outside in the streets, acting up, doing whatever. Like, it wasn't something that I was like, I just didn't want to do, obviously. Like, I'm not trying to be that person and not be in my son's life because of some stupid decisions that I was making. And, trying to cope with my anxiety and, depression with substances is just not the move. And so it took a long time for me to realize that. But, after I finally did, I checked into a rehab facility, super plush. The people there took really good care of me. I was sick, so I had to do what I had to do to get help. And I think it was probably the best thing in my life. I met some of the coolest people in there, some people that I'm really good friends with now. You don't necessarily have to indulge in the sober community and, do all the things that they recommend after. But I mean, it really just depends on the person. A lot of people want to go and work on the steps. They want to stay in AA, NA, whatever it is that they want to go to. There's a lot of different approaches for it. For me, myself, I did some outpatient stuff after. I only did 30 days in rehab, but that was probably like the most important month in my life outside of my son being born. Like, that shit was life-changing for real. But like I said, it's different for everybody else. Everybody has their way of moving through sobriety and figuring out these changes in their life and having these self-realizations, because at the end of the day, nobody is gonna get help until they want to get help. Like, it's just impossible. And I learned that the hard way. A lot of people were telling me I should get help, close friends, family. I said I can do it myself. I got it under, but that's not the case. So like I said, did my 30 days, did some IOP, stopped going to that because it was just not for me. Like, I personally don't like, okay, so in rehab, they teach you not to be like war storying with people, which is just going back and talking about it could just be like the stupid shit you were doing while you were in your addiction, or how bad it was, whatever with you. So for me, like sitting in those groups was just kind of bringing my mental down. Like just hearing people either complaining about shit that they shouldn't be complaining about, war storying, not staying sober, doing low key shit, just bad all around. But not all groups are like that. I will say there are some great groups. You just gotta find them, test them out, whatever works for you. I don't do that stuff anymore. As far as just figuring stuff out myself, I've just been keeping productive, really. If I'm ever feeling like, oh, I want to go drink or whatever, I'll just do something to get my mind off of it. Like I could go make music, talk to my girl about it, play with my son, just take my mind off of it in general. Like, especially with my anxiety, it's easier for me to just start writing or just straight up hop on the mic and just take my mind off of it or talk about it. Music is definitely therapy for me. I know it is for a whole lot of other artists out there too. So, you just got to figure it out. But I can definitely say I'm in a way better place. I'm like 14, 15 months sober, something like that. I'd have to check the calendar, but I can't tell you how good it feels to just be clear-minded and be able to think things through rationally and, get my mind straight and what I'm trying to do, whether it's like business stuff, music stuff, family, finances, whatever it is, So I would, if anybody out there is having any type of problems, like kind of what I've explained, I would definitely, try to really think about what you're doing when you are clear-minded and not under the influence of, I guess, your drug of choice, if you will. But, just kind of try to assess it, see where your life is at, and, get the help, dude. I couldn't stress that more. There's a lot of people in my life who, you can only say so much to somebody, and then after that, it's up to them. And if you have to distance yourself from that, then it is what it is, because you got to stay in the right mental state for yourself and for the others around you. So, yeah, like I was saying, I keep getting so off topic with this. There's so many things I could talk about with it, but yeah, I'm in a way better position now. I'm working full time, overtime. I'm getting paid pretty damn good. I mean, outside of having a child, rent, car payments, insurance, whatever, it's like, I'm cooling, The economy is not at its best right now, so, I'm not gonna say I'm not struggling in any type of way. I'm not saying I couldn't have more bread. Of course I want more bread. That's why I'm out here doing YouTube, music. I'm trying to do everything I can to really just bring in multiple streams of income. That's really my objective in being a parent and like an artist right now. I just want to provide for my family and start building generational wealth. So, I don't want my family to have to worry about finances or you know, anything like that in the future. It would be dope to retire my parents, you know, in 5 years, something like that. It would be dope. I want to retire early. I don't want to be working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I can tell you that. But all I'm trying to say, I guess, in this whole video is just whatever you're trying to do, just go chase it. You know, I'm not saying quit your job to go on YouTube and start making videos or become a content creator. Like, you got to figure out a way to work around that, whatever suits you. But, you know, you just got to put in that work to figure out what you want to do with yourself, your family, whatever problems that you're having right now. Just sit there, assess the situation, figure out what you can do, and start working it step by step. Because if you're sitting here thinking like, oh, I want to do this in this amount of time, like, all right, so what's the first step? What do you have to do first to achieve that goal? Because it's not just gonna pop out of thin air. You got to figure it out. So, you know, I'm still doing it myself. I'm not saying I'm out here, I'm rich, popping, doing any of that shit. Like, you know, I'm comfortable. I'm not stressing too hard about things, you know, not letting negative energy get in between me and my goals and the things that me and my girl and my son want to do with our lives. Because right now we just trying to push and just keep going. So yeah, you know, the title of this video, you know, says it all. I'm just kind of deep diving into what I've been dealing with, and hopefully some of you guys out there might be needing to hear this as well. Any of the stuff that I've been saying this whole time, but you know, if you got something out of it, I'm glad. I'm just making sure to keep my faith involved, which I found after, you know, getting clean. So I do believe that God is going to put me in the position that I need to be in and walk me down that path to just being better and creating a better life for my family. And, you know, I hope you guys are keeping God with you as well, pushing you to keep doing what you got to do. Yeah, so I appreciate y'all watching. Look out for the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Small creators, tap in. Artists, tap in. All my social media is in the description. Let's run it up, gang.